We are mastering how to make risotto. Any flavor you want. This one's going to be lobster. Start out with a half a pound of butter, half a cup of shallot, half a cup of garlic, both minced. And you want to saute that until it's about translucent. It's going to be about 3 to 8 minutes depending on your heat. Once that comes down to translucent, you're going to add your rice. A broil rice or short grain rice is going to work the best for risotto. It's going to come out nice and creamy. This is a 2-pound box. Obviously I'm making a lot more because I'm making it in a restaurant setting. But the technique is the same, so you can make as much or as little as you please. You want to saute your rice until it's a nice nutty aroma and flavor. This is also going to be about 3 to 7 minutes. As you saute your rice, it's going to start to stick to the pan a little bit more. So you want to constantly stir. The rice will be pretty translucent once you saute it. You should be able to see there a little bit of the rice germ inside. It's definitely ready to add your next component, which is my favorite component, the white wine. This is our house white wine. Pick something fancy if you can afford it. If not, anything will do. You're going to reduce most of the liquid out anyways. So I just added about a half a cup or a half a bottle, which is equals about 2 cups of white wine. Again, constantly stirring your pan. You're going to cook out all of that moisture out of the white wine, and you're really going to reduce some of the sugars that are in the wine, concentrating that flavor, and it's going to just build depth into your risotto when the final product's there. Once all your liquid is cooked out, you're going to want to add your stock, any stock of choice. I'm choosing lobster stock right here. The ratio is going to be about 2 parts liquid to 1 part rice. So let's say, for example, you had 1 cup of rice. You're going to need to add 2 cups of water in the beginning. And then each time you add liquid, you're going to slowly reduce the quantity of liquid that you're adding. Fun part with risotto is you can add whatever flavored stock you want. I make this vegan a lot with a mushroom vegetable stock. You're going to be doing the same thing that you do with the wine. You're just reducing down all of that liquid. Constantly stirring and scraping the bottom of the pan so it doesn't burn. This is also going to concentrate your flavor in the stock and build a lot more depth, just like the wine in your risotto. The constantly stirring this rice is going to make it nice and creamy, and that's what you're really looking for. A good risotto is nice and creamy. So when all that liquid cooks out, as you keep stirring and scraping the bottom to make sure nothing burns, if it's going a little fast, reduce the heat. Right, see how that liquid is all gone? So I'm adding more stock here. The key to making this fast and efficient is make sure you bring your stock to a boil before you start this process, and then set it aside. It'll be, you know, between 180 and 200 degrees Fahrenheit. It's gonna bring to a boil a lot faster and reduce a lot faster, so you're not sitting there stirring for 2 hours. So that's a huge key point in good risotto and fast efficient. Once again, the liquid is pretty much cooked out of here, so I'm going to add some more liquid. You're going to do this process about 3 to 5 times, depending on how much liquid you're adding, how frequently you're stirring, the level of your heat. But this process takes a little while. This whole pan of risotto took me just about 30 minutes, so about 40 minutes with prep time. So keep that in mind while you're making it. You don't want to have anything else going on. You just want to be able to focus on your risotto. So risotto to me is one of those dishes that is just kind of a staple. It adds an excellent component to any dish. Any party that you're doing. It's kind of a nice surprise thing for people because nobody knows how to make it, but now you do. So at this point, my risotto is just about done. So I'm turning down the heat here. Once you get to the end, all of that sugar that's in your stock and all that reduction, it's gonna burn a lot faster. So I turn down the heat and take my time with it here towards the end, because it's really hard to keep up with the scraping the bottom of the pan if your heat is too high, and you don't want to burn it at this point in the game because you're almost done. You're almost at the finish line. You can smell it. It smells amazing. Your mouth is almost watering because you just want to taste it. Look how thick and creamy that is. That's how you want risotto. At this point, you could pretty much turn off the heat and let it carry over. It's always going to cook a little bit longer than when you're with that residual heat in there. I'll show you exactly what you're looking for if you want it to be al dente. I like mine al dente because I cool it down, and then reheat it for service. If you want to eat yours right now, just add another round of liquid and cook it down one more time, and it'll be ready to eat. And then you're just balancing the salt and pepper with acidity. So I use lemon juice, and all of that is to taste. This is exactly what you're looking for when your risotto is just about al dente. So you'll take 1 grain of rice and smash it on the back of the spoon or the countertop, and you should get 2 to 3 little tiny starch balls in there, if you will. And that means it's al dente, it's ready to roll, it is done. Taste it, make sure, taste the seasoning. Does it need more salt? Does it need more acidity to balance out the creamy kind of fattiness out of it? And that's the 3 things you're seasoning it for: salt, acidity, and the fat content. And once you're happy with it, it is done. You can cool it down right now and reheat it for your party tomorrow, or eat it right now is cool. This is the main dish that I served it with that night. If you got some value, please subscribe to the video, like, comment below on any of your recipes.